And ever since then, I hear all these negative things on the news. Very bad thing. Muslims are bad. Islam is bad. Like unqualified. Yeah, like it's just bad. But I mean, anybody who thinks about it, for just a short time, they would realize that it's really kind of ridiculous to say that a whole fifth of the world's population, 1.5 billion people, are evil people. It doesn't make much sense.
It's pretty indifferent over there. Like, religion isn't the thing they look at when they talk about or think about people. It's just like you're a person who happens to be a Muslim. You're not a Muslim. Whereas here, that's like the definition of what you are instantly.
Many people in America, they don't have a clear, good knowledge of what's happening in the outside world. I think most of the people just listen to the news, and that's kind of part of the information of what's happening around. So they don't actually try to look more into what's really happening out there. That's my perception. So I don't know how much true it is or not, but I think very few, in terms of percentage of population, there are very few people who actually really want to understand what's exactly going on, because what you actually hear on the news is it's selective information. What they try to want to deliver to the American public, that's what is actually coming from the news. So you need to read a lot more to understand what's actually happening.
Any of you know anything about Islam? What it is to practice Islam? Anything?
No.
Are any of you currently religious at all? Raised religious? Christian? Everybody Christian? Okay. Anything about it?
Not really.
Not anything?
Not too much.
I know that there are a lot of moderate people that I'm friends with that do not condone the stereotype that I have, but I'm actually interested in figuring out why it's such an extremist religion and why there's people on the moderate side of it and why it's violent versus...
And I don't really know.
Feel about Islam, off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, gets a pretty bad rep from a lot of people for being kind of extreme. I could tell you it's based on the same kind of stuff that out of the same context as Judaism and Christianity, but it's not the same. It does not have three God in one thing that the Christianity has. It also, there's different sects in Islam, and you have a lot of people who probably lump Muslims all together into one big group. It's not really one unified group at all.
Yeah. Post 9/11, I had no idea before 9/11, I had no idea what Islam really was, and I was ignorant to the whole thing. And after it, it's subconsciously or consciously, I don't know what it is, but it associates with violence and terrorism.
In elementary school, I lived in Dallas, where I remember, and that's whenever 9/11 happened. And I remember I rode the bus with a bunch of kids that were around the Muslim church in our area, and I remember them telling me how people vandalized their church and everything after that. So whenever I associate with them, I guess I don't know, I've always had good experiences with people that are Muslim, nothing aggressive or anything like that. Yeah.
Almost every other religion in the world, the Tao Te Ching, Bhagavad Gita, they all have the same thing in alignment. I think whenever it comes to Islam in America, what I have to say about that is it's a severely ignorant topic. Americans are very, very unaware of it. They had that phrase in the Middle East that was "death to America." You remember them saying that stuff? Well, my question is that if they say "death to America" and you think they want to kill you, when I say "F you," do you fear for your butthole? And I don't think the Middle East are running around saying "stick a cork in your ass" and razor blades in your vagina because the Americans are coming and they're going to impregnate us all because we say "you." You know what I mean? It's it's ignorant. It's unaware. People are not necessarily as interested today in other people or other cultures.
It's their religion. Like nobody ever says like, hey, don't do, don't believe
worship
in Jesus
Jesus,
Christ. You know what I mean? So it's just like that's what they believe in. That's what they believe in.
Yeah.
Just leave them alone.
I mean, I'm a little biased. I'm a Christian.
Being an American Muslim,
It's hard for me to agree with or support
you grow up in a place where you're not surrounded by people like you.
a religion that has that extremist sect that's so prevalent right now.
You are surrounded by people that grow up the same way,
Maybe it's just my cultural ignorance and
in the sense that we go to the same schools, we
the kind of society that I've lived in. I've seen the violence like directly affect my life.
talk the same way, we dress the same way, but Islam is a way of life.
My argument is that you don't see that extremism with my religion, even if it is less than 1%.
You can still be an American and a Muslim at the same time.
But ours was in the name of Christianity.
There are so many congruencies between Islam and America in the Constitution and any kind of legal document that shows similarities between both ideologies. And when people say that I can't practice my religion in this country or I can't be truly American as a Muslim, it's pretty much completely wrong, because I find that in this country I can be more Muslim.
I know that there are a lot of moderate people that I'm friends with that do not condone the stereotype that I have, but I'm actually interested in figuring out why it's such an extremist religion and why there's people on the moderate side of it and why it's violent versus,
Well, to me, being a Muslim isn't just following the religion. It's not just reading the Quran and praying 5 times a day and giving charity and fasting. I mean, these are really important parts of being a Muslim. But to me, in this society, being a Muslim is who I am. It defines me as a person. It really gives me an identity that I don't think I would have had because I would have just blended in with the rest of the world. Obviously, there are a lot of issues about Islam that people don't know about. And as a Muslim, I think it's my duty, especially in this country where, people accept and you're free to speak and that kind of thing. I feel like it's my duty to actually educate people and to let them know what it's like to be an American Muslim.
Spend a lot of time on TV, like watching sports, which is a real big thing in the entire country.
Yeah.
Like not even like middle-aged people, like kids, middle-aged, elderly people, everyone, they like to watch sports and they follow sports all through the year. There is something happening all through the year. Apart from that, there are a lot of like reality shows. There are so many things that can actually keep the people in the country occupied.
It's a religion.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and pepper and heavy D up in the limousine. Hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack, Mr. Magic Marley Marl. I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember rapping Duke? The hard. You never thought that hip hop would take it this far. Now I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight. Time to get paid, blow up like the world trade. Born sinner, the opposite of a winner. Remember when I used to eat sardines for dinner? East of Ron G, Brucey B, Kid Capri. Funk Master Flex, Love Bug, Star Ski. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call the crib, same number, same hood. It's all good. Spread love, it's the Brooklyn way. The low wet and Alice keep me pissy. Girls that it's cause they miss me. I never thought it could happen, this rapping stuff. I was too used to packing gats and stuff. Now honeys play me close like butter play toast. From the Mississippi down to the East Coast. Condos in Queens, in dope for weeks. Sold out seats to hear Biggie Small speak. Living life without fear. Putting 5 carats in my baby girl ear. Lunches, brunches, interviews by the pool.
Now, the funny thing is Santa Claus is red and white, as the Amanita muscaria mushroom is. His sleigh is pulled by a reindeer, and he brings gifts.
Yeah. So he should be bringing us all mushrooms on Christmas.
Well, Santa Claus is a mushroom.
Yeah.